Welcome to this one last podcast. Thank you for joining us today. On my left, I got P. Breezy.
I broke my back.
Spinal.
Ladies?
Spinal.
Paul got his back blown out. On my right, D. Easy the Slim. And I am Mad Dog Ryan B. Online.
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog. I'm saying Mad Dog because Paul, do you have any questions for me?
How's your penis?
It's wonderful. It's regularly exercised by myself. But if any,
Drinking, Ryan.
oh, there we go. I'm drinking a can of Mad Dog 2020 Sweet Blue Raspberry.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored. I swung by 7-Eleven on my way in because I didn't have any water at home, so I was like, all right, I gotta get D some water and me some water. And I was like, well, I'm there. Let me get something different from the tall boy section. And lo and behold, I saw Mad Dog 2020. And I said, oh, Lord, I want to make a regrettable decision tonight. So at a crisp $2.50, this 16-ounce can at 12% volume, already opened it. And I can immediately tell you it's got noses of what appears to be blue raspberry.
So it smells like blue.
Yes, it smells like blue.
Good.
Let's give it a taste test.
Some good old blue 6 in there.
Do it taste like blue?
It tastes like blue. It's honestly probably better than the usual Four Loko that I go with, which I know is a high bar, but it's actually not bad. Like, it's certainly this is carbonated. Like a lot of the old Mad Dog 2020 that used to come in the frickin' glass jars or the plastic jars, that stuff was awful. That's actually not bad. Like, it's not quality, but it's as far as malt liquor goes, it's perfectly acceptable. I also have, and we'll try it later, some watermelon smash, 32 proof. I don't even know what this stuff is, but it's made to look like a small bottle of liquor. But in 32 proof, that puts it at 16%. So it's like a wine. It's probably a wine. Probably one of those grappa things that.
Yeah.
But anyways, we'll try that out later. If you like that,
Getting classy drunk tonight.
if you like any of that, please feel free to check out my series. This Won't Last Call. It's available on YouTube and on IGTV, where I make cocktail drinks, actual drinks, not this junk.
Unless you want to make cocktails using these things, then by all means, spam the comments.
Yeah, do it. Interact.
Engage or die.
Hey, Paul, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking the elixir of the gods.
Okay.
A loaded Corona.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
Oh man, I got a nice buzz last night on this shit.
I'm not a big fan of Corona, but a loaded Corona is pretty tasty.
Yeah, get the Bacardi Limon going, a little bit of lime juice. Mm-hmm. Add 4 or 5 of those out there. Watch 20 episodes of One Piece. It's going pretty good.
Doggy. That's a huge doggy.
You immediately felt like you were on a private beach, on a resort beach.
With Snoop.
With Snoop.
And Bad Bunny.
There we go.
It's pronounced Babon.
No, not player, playa.
Player. I know the player.
What are you drinking?
I am drinking a H7 that's been infused with water that has been aged from 7 to 11.
I see.
I'm not drinking water from 7-Eleven.
On the street, that's called a virgin whiskey and water, right?
That's D's favorite order at the bar. Used to always be rum and coke, hold the rum. So now he's getting a whiskey water, hold the whiskey.
I haven't had a rum and coke in a while, but I'm too sick to have that. I'm too sick to drink
That's the
that.
dumbest thing I've heard, dude. That's the dumbest thing I've heard.
I need something spicy. That's what I really need.
If I knew you were, I could spice that with some ginger liqueur. If I knew that you were sick, I would have brought. I got some overproof rum. It's 70% rum. And it's good. It's plantation rum, but it's like a dark Jamaican rum.
Okay.
It's overproof and it is tasty as fuck.
I heard them things to start a car.
It's maybe. Well, it's no 151. Like 151, that's 75% alcohol. But this one's it's 69. It's nice. But
It's only 69.
I believe I made a drink with it on the thing. I think I made the painkiller with it.
Painkiller.
It's a good drink. It's like orange juice and cream of coconut with rum and like I think it's lime, and it just tastes like this beautiful tropical,
Noise.
creamy, sweet
Killer of pain.
Yes, exactly. Because you use overproof rum. I was just watching a video on that that drink the other day, and it's kind of an interesting story. So the person who made it used to serve it to this guy who is owner of Pusser's Rum, and he wanted to get the recipe from her, but she never would do it. So eventually, he like kept taking it home and breaking down what was in it and figuring out how to make it. But the whole reason he did it was so that he could copyright it or trademark it. So now, if it's painkiller, it's supposed to use Pusser's Rum. But it's like, what a shitty thing to do.
Yeah. That's crazy. She should have punched him in his face.
Yep.
In the face.
In the face.
Yes. So, gentlemen, any news?
Delacy?
I bought some Speedos from
Can't even finish it.
I can't.
Speedos? Wow, D. That sounds like a great investment.
Yes, sir.
Bathing suit. It is getting closer to summertime. Yes. And if you really want to have a hot boy summer, you should probably go to brightswimwear.com.
Right in the mug.
Yep. And pick yourself up a Speedo.
Yep.
I don't even know. Do they actually sell Speedos?
No, for men, just trunks. Although they are every few months they do add some new stuff to the lineup.
Nice.
I get emails every month about different deals and things they have going on.
Well, Kevin would be interested in just trunks. His favorite Dragon Ball Z character. So if you're planning on going out this summer and having yourself a hot boy summer on the beach or a hot girl summer on the beach, go to brightswimwear.com, and when you check out, use the code TWL25 and you'll get 25% off your order. So remember, go to brightswimwear.com and put TWL25 in at checkout for 25% off. At brightswimwear.com, they make luxury swimwear for the every person. It's a company based out of Sweden.
Sweden.
So they know their swimsuits.
You know it's real because they're in Sweden.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, Sweden.
The world famous Swedish beaches.
Swimming in Sweden. Remember, brightswimwear.com. TWL25. TWL25, brightswimwear.com. Any other news, gentlemen? Congratulations on your purchase, by the way.
Right.
I look forward to the pictures.
I'm sure they match your Crocs.
I'm having a hot twerking summer.
So speaking of crazy man in a Speedo, the illustrious, the infamous Randy Quaid is in the news. He has made the world aware that he is seriously considering making a run for the governor of California.
Oh. Alongside of
Caitlin?
Well, they're doing a recall election.
okay, yeah.
There's been a lot of negative things around Governor Newsom.
Yep. They're
And
getting them out of there.
Schwarzenegger popped up talking about what's going on with that. I didn't read the part about Governor Newsom because that wasn't fun. But he said that, as Ryan alluded to, Caitlyn Jenner has a real chance of winning the recall election.
That's interesting. To our trans listeners out there, we have no issues with that. However, Caitlyn Jenner, pre or post-op, it was kind of a terrible person, or at least associated with terrible people.
Yeah.
I imagine when Bruce was out there winning medals, or Caitlyn was out there winning medals, however you want to look at that, he was doing fine work and whatnot. But in the last few years with the Kardashians and doing all this trash TV and just their generally awful human behavior, I don't know. I don't.
I mean, me personally, I'm just over reality star politicians.
Me too.
But
what
do I know? I'm just a simple man from Florida.
Florida, man.
From Broward County.
Shut your gobble.
Did y'all hear in Texas your boy was running for mayor too?
Who's your boy?
All right.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey.
Did y'all hear that?
I did not. I'm surprised he hasn't done it at least once before.
But he said he's going to run.
Chance to stay home.
Do you vote for me? No. Be a lot cooler if you did.
And then we have The Rock, who's pretty much committed to running for president.
I 100% will vote for him. The man gets things done.
I feel like he wouldn't do it until he's like sure he's done being an action star. Because like the dude is working so much right now, both on TV, movies, different series, producing, acting, whatever.
Bro, he has enough movies done right now for the next 8 years.
You think he's happy? You think he's happy with that? He needs 12 years.
True chains.
Like I think he's one of. I think being president would slow him down. So he's not ready for that.
Well, your boy Kanye West saying he ran this time it was practice.
You know what?
Practice?
Funny you bring up Jesus. So, Mr. West, the college dropout himself,
Yes, sir.
is in the news for another feud.
Okay.
This one with a real contender, Walmart. So he started a new company, or he has a new logo for his company. That is, he explained it as like some bullshit about a sun. So it's just like 8 dotted lines coming out from a circle.
Okay. Kind of like the Walmart song.
Which is exactly their point. So Walmart has accused him of having a logo too similar to his. Again, in his defense, which is the Vanilla Ice defense, they have 7 lines. We have 8 dotted lines.
Just that itty bitty ting.
Vanilla Ice and McDowell's defense.
Whack Arnold's.
They got McFlurries. We got McFlurries.
It don't matter. Both their ice cream machines are broken.
In fact,
Actually, did you see I think you might have posted it. The one where it's like both the ice cream machines and McDowell's worked. Support black businesses. It's like, all right.
But yeah, they filed a complaint, an official complaint, saying that it's I forget the exact term of it, but basically that just that the logo is too similar to theirs. So that's gonna be fun to watch for a little bit.
yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Kanye West copying somebody? No.
So what you telling me is the man that sampled the Walmart logo.
I mean, it's the only thing he hasn't sampled yet, so
Yeah.
that makes sense. And one, do you have anything else?
No.
I got one last thing.
Just wanted to mention in comic book movie news, it was announced a while back that well, not even announced, but your boy Russell Crowe was seen hanging out post shooting with the people from Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
And it has been officially announced that he will be playing Zeus in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Early thoughts is that he's going to be the first god that Boar kills.
It could be. I think what they're gonna do for sure is that, and this has already kind of been hinted at on a thing from Reddit, but they're gonna basically have Gore the God Butcher come in and kill some Asgardians, and more specifically, it's probably gonna happen when they're doing their recreation play of the events of Ragnarok, kind of like how they did in Ragnarok, where they were recreating the events of Thor: The Dark World. He's probably going to kill all those gods, which a lot of time people forget they're Asgardians. They're actually gods, even though they're just random side characters from doing a play. But
that won't be enough.
They're going to be more, but it's just an example.
That'd be like killing regular people, because they never showed them as like
having power. Powers, yeah. But even Loki, he's considered kind of weak relatively to like Thor and the Warriors 3 and all that. But on Earth, against an Earthling, he's like unstoppable.
Yeah, but I thought that was because he still was from I don't
Asgard.
Get too deep into it, but I thought he was from the bloodline, or he was a king. I thought it was like the kingdom's people. Well, I don't want to get into it.
He's part frost giant.
Oh. He's part frosty.
That's why he's a cold motherfucker.
Ice in his veins. So that's interesting. And I already did see like a thing on Reddit where they were talking like they said they were going to kill up to 7 or more like main-ish characters. Oh. So maybe not like 100% main, but like maybe they're like Sif is probably going to be gone. Some other people that are like, you know, again, not like main characters, but important side characters.
The Queen,
I mean, there's only like 5 left, so
that's true.
Maybe
we're going to kill some of the Guardians.
Yeah, Lady Sif, Valkyrie
dying. She's got to die.
Korg,
and your boy, the bug boy.
Yep.
Maybe you'll start off by killing Noob Slayer 69. I mean, he was the first antagonist in the game. I'm just saying.
It's true.
Well, I guess the first antagonist was Chang at the storage place.
Yeah, the guy who was like, "What are you doing here?" Didn't even say anything. He was just like, "Motherfucker,
good shit."
You gonna fuck on me?
So,
hey, that season is almost coming up. The little bugs.
Yeah.
Somebody put, "You gonna F on me?" With the little bug on their shoulder.
well, this little bit of news is outside of my realm, but it is a nice segue to our first topic.
Mm-hmm.
How many of you are familiar with WWE wrestler? Oof, that was rough.
Oh, jeez, Rick!
The Miz.
I'm aware of him.
He has come out and thrown his hat in the ring to play Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat sequel.
Nice.
I mean, he pretty much is Johnny Cage.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with sports entertainment personalities being in these movies.
Yeah.
Especially in a role like that, where he doesn't require a deep martial arts background.
Yeah.
Just somebody who's able to pull off these moves. And Johnny Cage is more of a not quite a Jason Statham type.
Yep.
As far as like fighting ability, because he actually has shown some abilities.
Yeah.
But JCD or JCVD, like pretty much. I mean, like that was what he was supposed to be. Like, but I think that's right on par. Is like,
what about Rob Van Dam?
Nah,
Too old.
He didn't have the right look.
He looked.
He looks a lot like JCVD,
yeah.
But he doesn't look a lot like Johnny Cage. Like, so do you know? Like, I was talking with Paul about this when we were watching the movie the other day. But the whole thing is like Mortal Kombat, the game, started out as a vehicle for Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah. And like they basically had to change. They kept the character. Johnny Cage was basically him, and they just changed it enough so that it wasn't him.
Yeah.
So like that's why he like looks prettier and he's got glasses on and
Hollywood star.
Yeah.
That should be good. I like The Miz. I'm not gonna hate on that.
You will smoke a bag of that?
A whole bag.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
I would smoke a granulated bag of that.
A granulate.
I don't know what that means. Speaking of Mortal Kombat, did you guys see it?
Certainly did.
What do you think?
Did you see it?
Of course.
I actually watched it twice.
Okay.
I was at work, and it was Saturday, and I was getting ready to go home, and I texted my good friend P. Breezy over here.
Okay.
And I was like, "Hey, you want to go see Mortal Kombat at the theater?" And he was like, "Yeah." What was he said?
Good timing. I was just sitting down to watch it.
So we caught him, and yeah, we went and decided, let's have a little fun time in the theater. And before anybody says anything, yes, we were masked up. Yes, it was plenty of social distancing, not a problem.
That's none of their business.
It's
Who
true.
You share your
You're
mask
right.
with.
What are you trying to say? So, and I watched it again the other night just because I was kind of bored and looking for something to do, and I was like, I want to watch it again just because it's on HBO Max, and I have fairly, still fresh in the memory, but I just wanted to see it again in case, I kind of missed something. But, so who wants to go first?
I was watching the Falcon, Captain America Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Falcon Cougar Thunderbird.
There's a scene that happened in the movie, and I'll talk about it when we get there. That I had to pause it. It was just too much for me, and then I just paused that movie because I was just too excited. I had to calm myself down, so I just started watching
Mortal Kombat.
You had to calm yourself down so you watch Mortal Kombat. Got it.
I thought it was fantastic. Personally, I thought it was great. I thought for me to get a Mortal Kombat movie, I love how they started. I will say this. There was a dude that was in this black nerd group I was in. He was like, y'all young folks, don't get it twisted. That would never happen where Liu Kang would be scared of Sub-Zero.
No.
That would never happen. I did think that Liu Kang character was a little too soft for me. I didn't like that. I love the Scorpion bloodline thing in there. I like the Cole. I don't care what people say. I like the Cole. I thought he was cool. I didn't too much care for the character Sonya Blaze, the way they portrayed her. I thought Kano was the best part of this movie. I thought he was the best part of this movie, and I thought that the dude with the hat,
Kung Lao. Kung Lao.
Kung Lao. I thought he was second. Jax, I was really disappointed until he got the Jax arms. I was like, they tried it. I didn't go into the movie thinking like this had to make sense. I just wanted it to be good, and I liked it. That's it. I thought it was good.
Well, I think that's a good take. Paul Wall, you want to go next or me?
You can go.
Okay, so here's what I'll say about it. First and foremost, I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Secondly, I used to be a big Mortal Kombat fan. Dropped off a while ago. Kind of like I didn't get back into it with the more recent ones, Mortal Kombat X and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it did kind of rekindle my interest a bit and started looking into it. Didn't really dig down into it, but I did watch the like replays of it and stuff on YouTube so that I could get the story and whatnot. Excuse me. But there's definitely some issues. Like, no lie. That being said, again, I enjoyed it. It was a fun movie. I didn't necessarily care for the Chosen One type stuff. Like, I don't know how I feel about Mortal Kombat, the special powers and stuff being basically Green Lantern rings. Where, like, as soon as you kill one person, it goes to the next worthiest person. Which I guess it doesn't go to the next worthiest person, it just goes whoever to kill them. Yeah, but
Make you take it.
so I mean it's a cool idea, but at the same time it's almost completely unnecessary. I didn't like how the power is manifested either. Where like for one person it's fireballs, for another person it's a razor hat that they telekinetically control, for another person it's a laser eye, for another person it's robot arms. And the other thing I didn't like about it, and it really these are honestly just in the long run minor gripes because I still liked it, but I would have preferred, and it would have been made for a better story if neither Sonya nor Jax were chosen ones, and they were made to compete by using their skill and ingenuity, and maybe like some technology and stuff like that.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
And not just like she got some kind of a special, ring weapon type deal, or Jax's arms were, his way of competing with these guys by getting them, surgically grafted on after his defeat by Sub-Zero and things like that, where they're regular people and they're learning how to adapt and fight. That would have been a more interesting story to me. And you could leave in the Chosen One stuff. Like, you could do all that and be like, but they're just not chosen ones. Yeah. And they have to be able to adapt. And, like, there's elements of it. Like, when they turn her away when they're training, and they're like, Kung Lao's like, you're welcome to stay with us, Miss Blade. But only the chosen ones can fight because not chosen ones are a liability. Like, that would have been a great motivation for her character to, like, figure it out. To train hard or to find a way to fight back.
Did she look like a Sonya to y'all?
She's a little too pretty.
I don't think she looked like a Sonya to me. I don't even know how to explain it, bro. But I just had a different look in my head for Sonya.
I would agree. There was somebody who I thought absolutely should have been Sonya Blade, and I'm losing it in my head, but I know I remember who it was. Oh, your girl, Katie Leutz from Legends of Tomorrow.
Pause it, my girl.
Sarah?
Yeah.
Fuck that freckle bitch.
All right, whatever. But I think
She's like 4 feet tall.
So who cares?
She ain't jumping on anybody's shoulders.
Anyways,
My
just
my girls definitely can't jump.
I think she's got more of a muscular look to her. Who looks like somebody who could be a special forces chick, you know,
That's the thing.
and has an RBF. Like she's got a bit of a resting bitch face. She just looks like she's staring you down.
That's it. She seemed too cute for the role.
Well,
Yeah,
I
the
would
girl
say-
was a little too pretty.
Yes, to a point because it did make sense that she was still wearing like earrings and a little bit of makeup.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, she is a real life stunt actor.
Yeah.
Like she's,
I get it.
she can do the job. Like she did all that shit herself.
I get
The
it.
martial arts in this movie was fantastic.
And honestly, I'd say to that point too. Before she gets powers, she's the best fighter in the group.
Yeah.
So she already proved herself.
And
she beat Kano without powers.
all the more reason why I think that she should have. They should have done something different with her. Like they should have had it where she didn't need the thing to fight. The chosen one power. I don't know. It's just me.
I mean,
I know she didn't, but that's what I'm saying. They made it like she did. Like
well, because again, like it's the classic good guy bad guy problem where the good guy is the only one following the rules.
yeah.
So like yeah, if she was on the bad guy side, like they wouldn't give a fuck. Man, here's a gun. Fucking go kill somebody. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit?
And before we get too far, can we congratulate Makad Brooks
Oh yeah.
for putting the work in?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
bro, he looked good.
Bro. A long way from
I don't know if
Superman.
Paul heard me. I don't know if Paul heard me, but in the middle of the theater when he got on screen, I said more like Jimmy Swolson.
I definitely heard it. I just didn't want to acknowledge it.
So good.
Honestly, I felt
This is why I bring him water.
I felt bad that he had to go get his
He
arms removed.
appreciates me.
I felt bad that he had to get his arms removed because they were so fucking jacked. Like they were so good.
I think they just put some kind
It's-
of like metal thing on his arm. It was,
he looked good. He was like,
His arms were so big, I overlooked that.
his shoulders.
That silly ass mustache.
His shoulders were big too. He had like a full on fucking delt shelf going on.
Looks like, yeah, you did 6 tours. I believe it.
but see, that's what I mean. He looked like a Jax.
Yeah.
That's another thing I want to say. This, all the characters in these movies, especially, I want to highlight this. Yo, the Asians, they did a good job with the Asian
Nailed it.
characters. Our characters, man,
I'm totally on that.
amazing,
Yeah,
bro.
in the trailer, I was not sold on Liu Kang because it looked like a shitty wig. It makes seeing it more. It made a lot more sense.
Yeah.
And that boy was fucking ripped.
Yes, he was.
He just-
bro. That one thing where he's like kind of doing the Bruce Lee flex.
Yeah.
He's like, holy shit, that motherfucker's got feathered ass muscles.
So Zion and Baby was suspended on Friday.
Yeah.
Incidentally.
Quote unquote.
And there was I had them cleaning walls. And all they heard was, oh, when Luke Cage came, I was like, oh, Luke Cage!
What a great introduction for him, by the way. Just straight up fucking fireball in the Kano's face.
Oh my god! At the end, he was like, "Let me warm y'all up." I'm like, oh.
You know what's crazy about it is like, did you hear about the actor who played Kano?
Okay.
Josh Lucas, I think is his name, or is that what it is? No, Josh something. But
Yeah.
but anyways, he got put in the hospital recently.
Yeah.
It was for his back is broken from carrying the movie.
He was the MVP.
Yeah,
He was absolutely.
yeah. But it was because he like I liked that from him. The other characters was real serious.
I think
I love the fact that they were serious.
Oh yeah.
I love that they were serious. Only character I didn't like was Sonya. I thought she could look more rough, but then like I ain't too much care for Raiden.
I was fine with it.
Here's the problem with Raiden in general, and it's been the same in every movie, and including really in the games. He doesn't do shit.
That's true.
He actively does nothing, which is a weird thing to say. He should know everything that's going on. Like, where else? Where is he going to? What's he doing? Like, where else do you have to be, motherfucker? Like, the last people who can help save this world are right here. and you're fucking what, watching Demon Slayer, like what the fuck you doing?
Yeah.
Like where you at? It makes no goddamn sense. That being said, whatever, he was fine. He was a good knockoff Shotgun Fat.
Yes, he was. That's all I could think about.
Yeah.
It's like Chow Yun.
He's a selfish actor, but I still, it's just, I couldn't see that. And Shane every once in a while, he caught me off guard. I'm like, that's the guy from Dark Knight, right? Dark Knight.
I don't remember what his name was in that movie, but yeah.
Stupid. But well, and one thing I love that they did acknowledge, and I haven't heard anybody really talk about. I haven't read a lot of the articles, but I love that they keeping it true to the quote unquote story. This is a predominantly Asian cast.
I love that.
And granted, the main characters, quote unquote, are American, but Australian, but not actually half Australian, half American. But like they don't really acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is how it's supposed to be, just making a movie.
Yep.
So yeah, I love it. Again, it's a lot of the growing pains, like a lot of problems with the story. Cole Young, for better or worse, that was a studio mandate. The director didn't want it, but he was a first-time director. I think he'd only done like a few music videos or like some low budget stuff. This is his first like major project, and they did a good job getting proper martial artists involved, proper stunt coordinators involved, and again, like I said, Sonya Blade, for better or worse. I liked her. Again, it threw me off a little bit, especially when I had like the close-ups and she's wearing makeup and ring, earrings and stuff like that while living in a fucking junkyard.
Yeah.
It seems weird, but whatever. I accept that. She spent her last, what was it, 3 years or 2 years, however, a couple of years it was, like just focusing on this tournament coming up.
Yep.
On this,
just researching it and figuring out.
Yeah. Which I love. Just the nerd idea of a hot chick who's a conspiracy nut.
Oh yeah.
Just having all the fucking strings all over the fucking wall.
Got the Mac thing going on.
I was immensely surprised how much I enjoyed it. I'm pleasantly surprised how much I enjoyed it. Kano was definitely the MVP. Shang Tsung could take it or leave it.
Yeah.
It was a very toned down. It felt like he really was just playing off of the original movie, the way the cadence and way he carried himself.
Yeah.
By a actor with less screen presence.
Yeah.
He did a serviceable job. But yeah, he isn't. Again, I don't remember the guy's name, but the guy who played Shang Tsung in the first movie.
Kerry Fukugawa? I don't remember what his name is.
Yeah, I mean, great actor, and he played it fantastically. Campy, but still strong.
Your soul is mine.
And but again, a lot of the cadence and the way he delivered lines was very reminiscent of that. And it's fine. I didn't love it, but it wasn't bad. Wow, that's really hard to say. Kerry Hiroyuki Tagawa. Nice. Yeah, Kerry.
Yeah. Kerry Tagawa, if you like.
And but like I said, I mentioned several times in private. It was weird as me again being a casual Mortal Kombat fan, not knowing a whole lot about it, coming in and then presenting Scorpion as the victim. Because he's always been presented in media and the other movies as being like the villain or the co-villain. Him and Sub-Zero almost like every time they were displayed, Sub-Zero and Scorpion have their rivalry outside of the tournament, and they one way or the other just end up fighting for one side or the other.
Yeah.
But it's just weird, seeing him being like the victim. It was definitely weird for me.
Yeah, and if you didn't get into the lore of Mortal Kombat, you wouldn't really know that. Yeah, that's the whole thing was that that was their whole story. Is Sub-Zero Bihan leads an attack against Scorpion Shirai Ryu clan and kills him and his family and everything, and that's why Scorpion goes to hell, and that's why he comes back, is to avenge his family and everything. That's why he makes a deal with Quan Chi. Which I don't know if this is any kind of a spoiler thing, but in the games, Quan Chi is the reason ultimately that Bihan attacks the Shirai Ryu. So it's interesting, it's fun. The lore of Mortal Kombat, look into it because it's enjoyable. But it is a hot fucking mess. It is it is all over the place, and there's a reason that they rebooted it in these last 3 games. like because there's no really coming back from it. It's just all over the place.
I love that. I found it weird that nobody else in the theater reacted to the first joke of the movie.
Which one?
Beyond does this whole speech about destroying about destroying his clan and killing all them, and Boy's like, I don't know what you just said, but I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, it's a shame. And it's funny because he's speaking in Chinese when it was literally proven like in movie time minutes earlier. He's talking to Scorpion's family in Japanese.
Yeah.
So he clearly speaks both languages, but he's chosen to shit talk Scorpion in his home language. And yeah.
It's fucking lovely.
Yep. You'll love to see it. So, biggest letdown for me was Goro.
Yeah.
They just underused him.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert,
He shouldn't have been in this.
he's killed off.
I feel like I hope I'm right about this. I feel like it was probably a studio mandate because there was so little use of it. Because I feel like the director definitely wanted to do it right.
Yeah.
And he wants to do another one. So they tease enough, they use enough. Again, I'm shocked they use Cabal. It's fucking great. I love the fact they use Cabal. Of all the roster they use, I love Cabal. I love this as they first brought him in. I love that he's in there. He's just a shit talking New Yorker.
Yep.
I fucking love it.
Piece of shit named Kano.
I'm there for it.
Somebody said a meme from his performance is like, I would love to see the movie that he thought he was in.
And I didn't realize till after I went home. The way he plays it sounds like Jigsaw from Punisher Warzone.
I suppose it kind of does, yeah.
Just super campy and over the top. I fucking love it. I am there for it. I am there. Like, there are some characters that like have to be serious. Liu Kang, Kung Lao. Other characters, fuck it, man. Kano, Cabal. I was like, fuck it, man. Johnny Cage. Like, Johnny Cage needs to be the fucking booster goal of this universe. He just needs to be
absolutely
ridiculous
full of
and
himself.
almost unaware of what's actually happening.
Yep.
He's so full of himself, he doesn't have the room in his head to realize he's fighting for the future for 7 billion people.
Yep.
I love it.
Favorite fatality?
Ooh.
I'm gonna say what I think we're all thinking.
It's
it.
the only one.
Well, there were multiple
You know what
fatalities.
I'm saying? But that's the only one we can like.
The fucking spinning
hat?
headblade,
Oh,
the spinning
dude.
hat. Oh man, that was so good.
Dude.
Kung Lao fucking
my
surfboards this dragon vampire chick who's trying to get the drop on him, and fucking psychically pulls his hat into the ground, has it spin around, rides her straight into the fucking hat, and splits her in two.
Yeah.
Blood flying everywhere, and him just putting his best like Bruce Lee / Bruce Campbell face on, like as his blood is all over his face. It's so great.
But it was also exciting to see Sonya Ring thing.
That was pretty dope.
That was pretty cool.
As silly as it kind of looked, I enjoyed Kano's heart punch.
Yeah.
Kano wins.
You fucking beauty.
And then the bicycle kick was kind of cool.
The bicycle kick was dope.
I thought it should have been the.
It did a good job of enough fan service, enough character moves. I think even I didn't notice, but Kevin pointed out to me like on one of the on her crazy board in her trailer, there was
Nightwolf
thing there. No, besides Nightwolf, but no, there was something there about like they actually had like combo moves written out on one of the papers.
Oh, that's cool.
It was like now
I gotta see the movie again.
The down upward freaking X circle, whatever it is. Like, I think they end up using like Xbox button numbers, but button combinations. But
I like how they when they're in Raiden's shrine, they do the Thor thing, where there's just all the stuff in the background, like there's Katana's fans. The emerald where Shinnok is stored, and then they have the headdress of Kotal Khan, and like all this other stuff, and the murals that show all the different realms. They got a Nadini realm. They got the fucking what do you call them? Tarkatans, the Barakas.
Oh, yeah.
Now was that Baraka's sister?
No. Well, so that one's complicated. Melina is a clone of Katana that is mixed with Tarkatan blood. Okay. So like. Shao Kahn made her because he couldn't control Katana, so he made a clone of her and then mixed it with Tarkatan blood. The Tarkatans are the Barakas, like that's his race of people. and that's why she has the crazy
Yeah.
jaws. But it's weird.
I love when she ripped her mouth apart.
That was great.
Yeah, that was
This bitch crazy. Everybody's like, this bitch crazy. They couldn't say it. They couldn't say it because it's improper, but like this bitch crazy.
I like how they used like the teleporting as part of a fight like thing. Like, I love Kung Lao's entrance.
It's fucking funny.
Like I love Kung Lao's entrance. Just
I love everything about Kung
teleport
Lao.
up to the ground. I'm like, whoa!
I love everything about him.
He was great.
My disappointment was Liu Kang.
Yeah.
He was my disappointment. And the fireballs. I thought they should have worked. They should have been more powerful.
Yeah.
I think part of that, and then that probably will improve, is I think in story also, he's in the shadow of his cousin.
Of Kung Lao.
So he sees Kung Lao as being like he's looking at him as being the future champion. So he doesn't see himself as being that. So he probably unintentionally is not being big enough.
Mm-hmm.
So the next movie he should be more.
Should be. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he at that point will have the most experience.
And that character was based on Bruce Lee, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
heavily.
Yes, every video game has one Bruce Lee, and that's why I'm perfectly fine with him being a small guy because that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think, regardless of how you feel about the inclusion of him in the movie and his role and everything, I think that it's a testament to how well they did the fucking costumes. Yeah. When like they made a costume as simple as Liu Kang's.
Black pants.
Look great.
Yeah.
It looked great on screen. Like, and it's black pants with a red sash, and they added the beads, but like they fucking made him look cool.
Yeah. Everybody looked good. This movie was impressive to me.
Yeah.
Visual.
I'm glad Louis Lin got some redemption after Power Rangers.
Yep.
So, one last question to cap this all off. Where do you rank this in your list of video game movies?
I'm gonna go first, just because I have very complicated feelings on this. Because while I rank the Resident Evil movies as not particularly good adaptations, especially of the source, but also being they give a lot of nods. There's a lot of elements there that at least you're like, oh hey, remember this. Which is fine. The nostalgia factor is all right. But as movies, I enjoy them, even though I don't think they're like good, quote unquote. They're enjoyable. They're fun. They're entertaining. So those are up there for me. But as far as like actual video game movies, I'm gonna say probably number one is Silent Hill, just because they absolutely nailed the look, the feel, the atmosphere, while it's still being an engaging movie and kind of creepy horror movie with a good story. I might actually put a tie for both Mortal Kombats because they both bring different things to the table. All right. And then probably number 3 would be Sonic.
I'm going to put Street Fighter, one with Jean-Claude Van Damme. That's my favorite video game movie.
All right.
We're going to kick in by success.
I love that. I still like Sonic as my number 2. Sonic was so good.
Sonic was very good.
So good. Dude, to see Tails at the end, I'm so ready. I'm so ready. Anyway, it's time for the conversation.
He's ready for some Tails.
I'm going to put it in the top 10, maybe around 6.
I'm curious what the 3 movies are, but all right.
I think I'm going to go with the first Mortal Kombat.
All right.
Then I'm going to go with probably, what's the one? Resident Evil. 2 of those can. Okay, I like the one that was started off in the desert when she had already fought her way out of the underground thing. Was that
Where
one?
Day guys?
Yeah,
Number
that
3?
one right there.
Number 3?
Yeah, I'm gonna put that
Retribution
right
or I don't know.
there. That one.
Extinction?
Extinction. Yeah.
That was one of my favorite ones. And then the first Resident Evil.
Like Nemesis?
I don't think I've seen that one yet.
That's one where Day was introduced.
That was number 2, right?
That was number 2.
Yeah. It might be number 2. One of them two. The 1 or 2.
Yeah, 1 was just in the underground facility. 2 was in Raccoon City. 3 was in the desert.
The desert one was my favorite.
4, I forget. The city? No.
4 was also in a desert, but it was where they're on top of the building. It was L.A. I think is where they're. Yeah. and then they eventually.
Yeah, that's one I usually forget about.
That's where they're in the high rise.
Yeah.
And then they make their way down through it, and then they find a umbrella facility, and they get on the boat and all that stuff. And then 5 was the one where like it's the end of the world.
Yeah, they're now like crazy bunker with all the VR spaces.
Yes, that's 5. With the sub.
Yeah, where it's like basically a clip show movie.
Sound like
Yes.
I look back at
And then 6 is the one where it's really crazy and like everything is gone and like
Final chapter.
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Sound like I look
I
back
love
at
how
They start with DC.
Resident.
After a crazy fight, they don't bother fucking showing.
Yeah, I love how Resident Evil is kind of like Fast and Furious in that way, where like you kind of you remember it by like set pieces.
Yeah.
like
That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I'll be honest. So with mine, I actually don't, and this is not even a shot at it. I just don't acknowledge Resident Evil movies as video game movies.
kind of.
If I had to, I guess I boiled down to either 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Probably 2 for me, just because I fucking loved Mike Epps in that movie.
Mike Epps was great in that
He
movie.
fucking killed it.
Yep.
And Nemesis was good enough.
Yep.
And they were still willing to be like goofy about it without taking themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
So that would myself only because I'm not super into all like I'm not super into horror movies and that stuff. So while Silent Hill I know is true, it's not my thought because again going off of more personal preferences as opposed to quality.
Yeah.
Quality, yes, I throw it out there because it's true to the source and it's a serviceable movie by itself.
Yes.
It's just the game itself is so fucking weird that nobody got it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and like just as an example of like, okay, they put Pyramid Head in that movie, but Pyramid Head is in the game is supposed to be very specific to the main character of that game, and putting him in there, you get it because it's an iconic monster from the series. But if you really want to go with the inspiration and how it ties into the story, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like. So I don't know, but there's a discussion to be had about that, anyways. But
you can't do a Silent Hill movie and not have the nurse and not have the pyramid.
yeah,
You
and
just have to.
and the thing of it is like if the idea in Silent Hill is that each game is the protagonist's personal hell, like how much can those individual demons really transfer to other properties?
So at a certain point, it just turns into a horror movie as opposed to like a psychological game.
Yes.
My top 3, so Mortal Kombat, I would probably say right now, gun to my head. For some reason, I always want to say bullet to my head.
Yeah.
Gun to my head. I can't breathe. I put Mortal Kombat probably 3. I'll put it 3rd.
The new one?
The new one, 3rd.
Oh.
I did not care for the first 2.
Oh, really?
It's dumb fun, but it's just too dumb. It's more dumb than fun for me.
Annihilation is awful. Annihilation is flat out awful.
I didn't even bring that up.
But the first one, it's not bad.
I like the Annihilation, but like it's more like
As much as I
Those
enjoyed,
guilty pleasures?
as much as I
Yeah.
enjoyed Goro and Brandon Lee, I hated Johnny Cage and Sonya in that movie.
Yeah.
So I put the new Mortal Kombat number 3 for me. Probably that second Resident Evil number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Sonic number 1. Like I almost threw Detective Pikachu up there. That's probably number 4 or 5.
I haven't seen that
It's
yet.
not bad. I just never had that much of an attachment to Pokemon. I would say as far as world building, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Uh,
But here's the thing, at least, more importantly, here's the conversation I like to have. We're having more and more good to decent to great, depending on your preference, comic book movies. It's not just a bunch of fucking U-Bowl fucking movies.
video game?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Say comic book.
Yeah, same thing.
That too.
So
Them too.
We're getting proper video game movies.
Yeah.
We're not just getting like, hey, throw somebody in a jumpsuit and there it is. We're good to go now. We're not getting a bunch of Street Fighters.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
I thought Street Fighter was good.
Why?
You know what? I won't get into it. It's all personal preference. He enjoyed it. There are plenty of people that are going to say the Resident Evil franchise is trash.
Yep.
You like what you like.
Yeah.
It's true.
And D has blissful ignorance on his side.
Yes, sir.
D has the gall to enjoy now.
You want liquor.
Speaking of liking what you like, let's see if I like this watermelon smash.
Smash.
I would like to point out that it has no branding on it. It just says watermelon smash.
Smash.
Well, it smells like a funky Jolly Rancher.
A funky Jolly Rancher.
A funky.
You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it.
Definitely get aromas of plastic.
Tastes plasticky.
Boy, that's not good.
I can tell by your face when you smelled it. I was like, this ain't gonna be good.
It tastes less like watermelon and just like a funky honeydew, like a buffet honeydew that's been sitting out for just long enough to pass health standards, and like you'd almost expect there to be a burn, but there is not, which is honestly disappointing. But there's a lot of like lingering taste to it. Again, it's more like cucumbery or honeydewy. It doesn't taste like watermelon at all. And it's very thick, syrupy.
Watermelon.
My other option, I think, was just like grape or something, and I didn't want to do that. So,
Oh no, grape is most likely the most grapey thing. Yes.
I would, huh? All right. So, I'm going to say my recommendation on whether or not you're going to have watermelon smash or pass. Definitely pass. So, man, that's awful. Speaking of things that are awful, how about something that's not awful?
Bro.
All right. Speaking of things that are awful, what just ended, and that is awful that it ended, but ended in a really great way. You just take one.
I would say this. I absolutely love how this show got better and better as the episodes went on.
Yeah.
First of all, it started off with a boom with that one scene.
What show are we talking about?
Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
See how I did that?
Yes, I do. But Black Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You gotta save it for the reveal, though.
No, but it was Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's gonna be hard. I don't want to lead this because y'all last week y'all got mad because I was too detailed, and this is just my favorite show. So y'all better lead it.
So, if we're gonna summarize, show started off with a bang, and it went through a lot of really fun and interesting action pieces, and ended on a much more like the final completion of the action was much more of a standoff, a tense, standoff.
I think he ended off. The show ended off with him using his superpowers.
It did.
That's his superpowers to me.
Yeah, and what I'll say is that they chose the right direction to go. It should not have ended with a big, huge punch up and blue laser in the sky type thing. Them choosing to kind of have this big fight between, Falcon, U.S. Agent, and Bucky versus the Flag Smashers, and then ultimately ending it in a dark parking garage or boiler room or wherever the hell they were.
Bro, they started you in the mess.
With yeah.
You was started in everything. You
Yep.
like there was like we left off with him looking at the suit. No, this nigga was in. I'm sorry, this dude was in the suit. This dude was in the suit.
The suit looked good.
Bro, that's why I had to pause it.
The suit looked good.
When you were like, who are you? Like Captain America, I had to pause the movie.
I
couldn't
will
take it no
disagree
more.
right there. This suit felt too much to me like the World War II Cap suit. It's too puffy. Too puffy. And I got too many vibes of him pulling Michael Keaton, having to turn his whole body.
I did get that.
Around.
I did get that.
Yeah.
Especially at the end there where he's doing the speech.
I love they went comics accurate.
Yep.
Like, full goofy as it is. I just hope they just make it a little more fun for me, because I want to see a little bit more Anthony Mackie in my life.
Yeah. What we're going to.
I want to see the bulges.
Nice.
No homo. Or all homo. I don't care. I want to see the bulges.
More like Anthony Snacky.
Damn.
He heard that one.
Every picture he takes is up like, y'all see my bulge?
Yeah.
You see my bulge?
Cut the check.
You looking? You looking?
But go ahead.
Well, it's just I like the fact that, like, you know, they dropped us in the action, like you're saying. There's a big punch up, everything going on, but they resolve it, you know, with kind of a you know, espionage moment. Cards on the table. You got Carly, Betrock, and the reveal. Shall we just say it? Sharon Carter is the power broker.
Everybody knew that.
Dumb.
It certainly was leading into it heavily.
Stupid.
Fair enough. But like, it's all like, I'm gonna expose you. No, I'm gonna expose you. No, I'm gonna expose you.
Pow.
And then the old can we call it a Mexican standoff? I don't know. But they you know, they shoot at each other and everything. And I'm trying to remember exactly how it happened. So they have the standoff. They shoot at each other. Sharon Carter gets Batroc, and Carly gets Sharon in, like, the gut, sort of. Not enough to kill her, but enough to wound her. She's not dead yet. She's only wounded. Anyways, so then Carly and the Falcon have a little bit of a punch-up, and the Falcon, more or less, I ain't gonna fight you. I ain't gonna fight you.
You're gonna fight the girl.
Put your hands down. Put your hands down. I ain't gonna fight you.
So she was supposed to be a teenager in this movie.
Teenager-ish, 18 maybe. I mean, she was certainly young, but I don't know exactly how old she was supposed to be.
I mean, they kept saying teen. I don't know. I feel. I find it hard to believe that she was like 18, 19. Only because, again, like.
She was 20
20, yeah.
21 teen.
Well, here's the thing. She was old enough.
Their words, not mine.
To have gotten involved with the power broker, to have gotten the serum and acclimated herself and her whole crew to using it, and set up this network. Like, was that really all just in the last 6 months? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's possible.
I mean, she could have, if she would have started at 13, she was still a teen.
I mean, she certainly wouldn't have been doing it prior to the blip.
The unblip?
The unblip, whatever.
So, I mean, like, yes. I mean, like, would she have been...
Yeah, that would have been
like, with the unblip, like, again, like, her whole point is going back to that. So, would she have been doing, like, stuff for the power broker when half the world was gone?
Maybe.
No, she wouldn't have, because, like, it would have been perfect.
Yeah.
This issue didn't come to the people who came back.
Her whole reason for taking the serum and getting the Flag Smashers together and everything was because of them being displaced a second time.
Yeah. So I feel like all of them are probably soldiers, right? In whatever, like,
have some form of training at least.
I feel like they were probably in their 20s at least.
Yeah.
I think they just kept saying teenagers to, like, just belittle them, like make them seem like less.
No, they were.
That's what the default is to say somebody's a teenager or a child when they're just young and they have ideas that go against the norms.
No, he said this was a teenager. The next one's not going to be so. It's going to be worse, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. It absolutely doesn't necessarily work out that way if you think about the timeline and you think about what would have to go on. But
speaking of timelines, that's why I can't buy Sharon Carter as the power broker.
Yeah.
That's why I never did.
Well,
the timelines don't match up.
There's a thing about that though. Have you heard it yet?
I don't listen to fan theories, but go ahead, D.
You thought I was black. Anyway, so the fan theory is basically that this is not the real Sharon Carter. This is a Skrull.
It's Skrull, yeah.
And that it's going to lead into Secret Invasion.
I heard about that one.
Because one of the reasons is because during the scene in Endgame where they're flipping through all the missing people, Sharon is on there. But so much of what they kind of indicate in this series is that she's been, doing her power broker thing
for a while.
For years. So either she got blipped back and spent 6 months building up her power broker status, or she was there and was doing all this the whole time. And if she was there, is it really her or was it a Skrull? Maybe she was doing her power broker thing as a Skrull, and then when Sharon was blipped back, maybe the Skrull like took over her life or something like that.
Maybe. The thing about the blip, I don't care about that because she spent the last, at that point, 7 years staying off the radar.
It's true. Yeah,
so they would have no idea if she was blipped. They just made an assumption because they couldn't find her.
I guess so.
She was before the blip. She was already on the run for 2 years, and again, maybe, they don't say at what point she makes her way to. They don't say at what point she makes her way to Magic Board.
Yeah.
That wouldn't even make sense for her to even be up there. For them. She should have been unknown. How would they know she would have been up when she was on the run?
Well, again, like it's assuming she's on the run, but there's still sightings of her. Because again, there are plenty of people who are who are on wanted posters and like people have sightings.
Yeah.
That I get that. I wouldn't be mad about that. I'm fine with that. But so that would mean that somebody before the blip. The problem I have about that is that it would be somebody before the blip already using Sharon Carter's identity, or sorry, before Civil War, already using Sharon's likeness as a power broker.
Did they establish the power brokers are on before the time period?
They established that your boy was dealing with power broker before he was in jail.
Petrock?
No, fucking Zemo. He had dealings around. He knew who the power broker was before he went in prison.
I suppose.
So if he was already like when they got there, he's like, you want to avoid the power broker at all costs. So he has a full definitely knowledge of how dangerous the power broker is. Which means he only would have had it when he was there before Civil War.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose here's the thing. It's only been revealed that it was Sharon.
Another agent then.
It's only been revealed that it was Sharon Carter in this series. Maybe before it was just an unknown.
Maybe she killed the power broker and she's the new one. That very well could be one possibility.
Or
maybe
more
she could be
specifically,
back.
again, maybe it's just that Skrull took over her identity, and the Skrull was a power broker all along, but nobody ever knew who the power broker really was. And then it's just gradually got revealed. Oh, it's Sharon Carter or whatever. However they choose to reveal it. But the reality is, it was always been the Skrull.
What if she's the only power broker they know, but she actually works for the power broker?
Could be too. Could be there are multiple power broker power broker guy.
Brookies?
Brokers? Brokers?
It's just a simple ass.
Yeah. Anyways. So there's a lot of questions that are raised. Long term. Long story short.
It's fine. I mean, because otherwise, I get them doing that with her because the only other two major Sharon Carter plot points or Agent 13 plot points is her fucking Captain America and her killing Captain America. And both those are gone, so...
She didn't get to do neither.
What if she kills Captain Falcon? Black Falcon? Black Falcon America?
She probably wouldn't go to jail for it, so...
You have a good point there. It was in self-defense.
He had a weapon.
She clearly could be heard on the video yelling taser. Oh, wait.
Yeah. I'll be honest, this was
stupid,
one of my least favorite episodes.
Really?
Yeah.
I like the resolution. I don't necessarily like all of the plot twists. I like the fact that it kind of boiled down to, Sam using his superpower, which is it's basically
His mouthpiece.
Yeah, it's talking to people.
Yeah,
It's listening. It's setting a standard, and it's
I'm fine with that. Again, well, I can see definitely where it can come off as heavy-handed.
Yeah.
Because at that point they just stopped using allegories and metaphors and illusions. It was just like, hey guys, stop being assholes. And again, this is obviously a metaphor for other things in America.
Drugs are the real enemy.
Yeah. My problem is that it's the same problem they had with WandaVision.
Mm-hmm.
Is that they having to close up a lot of story plots in one episode.
It should have been 9 episodes.
I think
I really think it should have been one episode of all the fighting and finishing up with that council and him giving a speech. and then really like one episode, or even like just a little bit more of just, or even just a longer episode of kind of like him like, you know, more time to breathe.
It should have 9 episodes. It's too much. It was too much like condensed into this.
Plus, it went too quickly from your boy, U.S. agent, going from I'm gonna kill everybody to I'm good, fam.
I'm good.
Well,
I got your back now, America.
Here's the thing. I'm fine with all that.
Who is Val? I want to know more about her.
I'll tell you when you're older.
That's a good one, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus was the absolute perfect choice for that role. But here's my thing with him doing that. He's not a bad guy. He just struggles with the weight of his, you know, this image. He's the new Captain America, but he can't fucking live up to that.
Well, he watched his best friend die. I can understand that.
I understand because I'm fine with most of it. My problem is how far he swung the other direction. Because I understand completely the way he is. The serum amplifies what's inside you. Yeah. Good or bad, it amplifies it. So his insecurity, his paranoia, his self-doubt, amplifying, and him being more frustrated because I'm Captain America. I'm the face of this, and I can't figure this out. But this guy running around in a jetpack and this guy with one arm is doing better than I can. So yeah, I understand his frustration. Then his friend gets killed. His like, at that point, what, somebody he's known for 10, 15 years dies in front of him?
It's not just his friend. Like, that's his
brother.
Yeah. It's his brother in arms. Yeah.
So,
like,
I completely understand him killing him.
Yep.
My problem was that he goes full Unabomber, makes that shit in a shed.
How great was that?
Makes that shit in a shed.
How great was that? King, let me throw this shield. Whap.
Does all that.
Nah, bro.
Does all that, and then just as soon as there is people in debt, which I have a problem even him jumping in and help them, but right after that, he's just like happy-go-lucky after that. He's not even like tweaking afterwards. He's just full. Overly good guy after that. Like it swung too far. He still should have been like tweaking a little bit, or like not sure, or like I'm gonna do it my way, like argumentative. He's just like following Bucky, or he goes on his own, and Bucky's like goes with him. But like there's no back and forth.
I think
he bowed to the Captain America too quick though. He was like, oh,
I don't think he bowed to Captain America. I think he just too quickly was normal. There was no anxiety in him anymore.
I think a lot of things happened there, and I think, in my opinion, and you clearly disagree, but it's in my opinion they did a good job of putting him out there, coming back to get his revenge. His frickin' shield is a failure. He's getting his ass kicked by all these other super soldiers, and you know, as he's saved by the other two guys, and he goes chasing Carly down, and he's running after her, and she fucking does whatever she says with the car and everything, and flips throws it over the edge there. That's the moment where he realizes, when he's looking at her and he's looking at the car and he's trying to make the decision, he's like, what I'm doing is wrong. Because like you said, it amplifies what's in you. He's not a bad guy. He's not a fucking douchebag. He's a serviceman. He cares about his country. He cares about helping people.
I get that.
But he doesn't know what the fuck to do. And in a moment where it was clear what to do, he makes the right decision. Like, I feel like that's a better indication of his character and a better direction to go than just full-on madman who decides that I can only go and kill her and he already justified it in his head by saying that the other guy was the one who killed Lamar. You know, and I think that's a crazy person thing. But
again, that's my point. Is I have no problem with him saving the truck. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Him saving the truck makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
He came in. He threw the shield like.
And just she went
like he was gonna do something.
Bitch. I will say this: I love that in the part where he's getting his ass kicked and he's behind the shield. I love that kind of, and I don't know if it was really a reveal or not, but like the way that you see that the Purple Heart is on the other side. It's on the side where he's looking at it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And it's like, that's a good touch in my opinion. He didn't put it on the front. He put it on the inside so he could see it.
He threw the thing like it was going to work.
That was great. Boom! Bing! And then he's using it to defend himself, and it's not doing a very good job.
Bro, when she kicked the thing and she looked at him, he would let down. He would let down a little bit.
I worked hard on that.
confidence of Sam walking in when I'm Captain America. Like he was confidently Captain America. I love that. And you see,
Anthony Mackie's got it.
Well, Sam is one of those characters that once he makes a decision, he's 100%. But he may be slow to make a decision. He may be unsure of himself. He may go with caution because he understands. He has to. Again, this movie in particular, knowing everything that happened to Isaiah, knowing that happened with Cap, knowing that happened everything with John, and just the between everything with Civil War and Endgame and everything that it means to be Captain America.
But see, this is what I'm saying. If they would have did more episodes, maybe had an episode focused on Wyatt, you could to me, Sam was fished out. I mean, yes, it was his series, but you see him talking to your boy. You see the decision that he made. He was more of a better character because they spent time on him. Mm-hmm. Why not do an episode on Wyatt? You know what I mean? Like show his background, where he come from. Then when he have that turn at the end, it makes more sense.
Well, I hear you. I don't think you need to because you have that episode where they early on when they explain what he's done. Now I feel like they wanted to go more in depth talking about what he did because he refers to one specific attack or one specific fight where him and Lamar were what we did that day. I did feel like I should have got a medal for. Mm-hmm. And again, you don't need to go into it because anybody who's been a soldier and who's been in fights knows what that means. Mm-hmm. It feels weird to get an award for killing people.
Yep.
So I think that was enough to understand that, and again, just obviously the entire movie. I mean, again, the last couple of years, outside of Iron Man, Cap has been the most important character in this world. Mm-hmm. He's meant the most to people because he's been that shining beacon. Again, the world.
I would say he was meant more than
after the blip. After the blip, he's out there doing social services. He's doing what Sam would have done. He's really trying to help people just cope with the world that we have now. He's not running around in spandex and a shield. He's trying to help people in the right way.
He saw the value of that. Mm-hmm. He saw why it's important to not just fight, but to help people get back to living.
So I think they showed it for John. I think again, my only frustration with it was that he went so quickly from being on a mission of retribution to joking and yucking it up with Bucky. There wasn't any friction between them. Once he pulled the truck up, the cloud was gone. He was full. He was fully clear. There was no ether anymore.
Well, you kind of get that, he's on my team. He just saved the people.
I was expecting a little, not even to the end of the episode. Just maybe until they're kind of their moment together. After finally getting the Flag Smashers arrested, before your boy Zemo got his last punch in.
Your boy threw that thing like it was gonna work.
He did.
That's the greatest part.
Full confidence.
No, but I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed when he was in flying and he looked at the lady like, "You got flying ability." Yeah. I thought this
that was great. That was cool.
It's a really good episode, man.
I think they used a lot of interesting and different techniques for Sam to fight. Mm-hmm. I like the whole when he's going toe to toe with Carly, and he uses the fucking falcon wings to anchor himself while holding the shield up and stuff. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and
I love that they gave
more of that.
Yep. I love that they gave him the wings. I love that.
I love Isaiah's response to his speech. You ain't no Martin, Malcolm, or Mandela. But the big three.
Martin, Malcolm, and Mandela.
Ain't no Martin, Malcolm, or Mandela, but it was pretty good.
And again, which again I think the timeline.
The hood is Martin Mountain.
Timeline doesn't quite match up. I'm not sure how much longer this is after the fact, but yeah, I love that Sam pulled some strings and got his recognition.
Yep, that was great. The interesting thing about it is I heard that they were supposed to include old Steve in the end of it, but they cut it because it didn't fit it. And I was
makes
like,
sense.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It works.
As much as I would love to see Chris Evans again at some point,
An old face.
it only works now as like a flashback. Like having him still around.
Yep.
Then it's too much second guessing, and you're like, well, why didn't he ask him how to do this? Why didn't he ask get his feedback about this? Like,
well, it established that he don't care about Steve like that. Like what Steve has to think. I'm talking about like when he told Bucky, why do you care what Steve think? Like they established that he's gonna do it his way. If he's gonna be Captain America, he's gonna be Captain America his way.
How about that? No, but I just mean as far as like. Because again, while he wants to be his own Captain America, he also has not been a fighter as nearly as long as Cap has.
That's true.
So again, just more feedback on like stuff like that, which again makes sense. Just like if there's somebody out there who has similar experiences to you, or somebody who has,
He was fighting Thanos too. Now, my dog was there. I seen him.
With guns.
I seen him.
2 Uzis.
Thanos didn't punch him.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's all.
He fought Thanos now. He fought Thanos.
And that more to the point, like we bridging the two things together. That's exactly what his message was. Is Steve solved problems by punching. Yeah. Steve solved problems by punching Hitler in the face. That's not the way Sam solves problems. Sam solves problems by coaching, by communicating, by making sure that people hash it out with one another, and you find out what the issue is. I do find it kind of funny how his whole speech at the end kind of boiled down to telling the what's the name, the GRC.
Do better.
Yeah. It basically boils down to him saying, "Make it happen." Make it happen. I don't want excuses. Make it happen.
Yeah. Job's not supposed to be easy.
Yep.
That inspired me.
And I do enjoy the very end with Val, and just like her putting on getting John suited up for the U.S. agent role, and him being in the suit and going, "It's the same. It's just black."
Listen, did I kill those people in the van?
Yeah.
Maybe I did. Maybe I did. Okay, I did. Okay, I did.
Yeah, maybe it was me. We had planned it. I made. Or maybe I did. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is perfect for the fucking role of Madame Hydra.
Yeah. I don't know nothing about it either.
Well, Madame Hydra's an interesting character anyways. Very convoluted, but...
I'm going to get around to my boy. He going to tell me about it.
You talking about... Yeah. Rob?
Yeah.
Comics Explained?
Oh, and she did this. Oh, and
Man.
he gets so excited.
I don't watch Rob that much anymore.
Most of her storyline is around S.H.I.E.L.D., so again, they're going to have to obviously tweak a lot of stuff. And
Be around Sword this time.
Sword.
So maybe they're going to have Madame Hydra be like a combination of Madame Hydra and the Skrull Queen. I mean, it seems like they're really leaning towards like a Skrull-Kree war.
I don't know, but they're going to set a lot of it up in Captain America 4. Yeah. Because they said Captain America 4 is just happening.
I knew it was happening. Everybody knew it was happening.
I did not know it was happening.
Of course it was going to happen.
I thought there'd be a season 2 before there was a 4.
Do a proper movie.
I'm kind of wanting them.
Hell, a movie's cheaper.
I kind of want them to do like team up movies only, Avenger movies.
Well, they have the flexibility now where if they have a good idea, they want to spread out a little bit, and do a smaller scale story. They can do a series.
I wouldn't even be mad at a Bucky movie.
I would be.
Well, to see what was going on and maybe dig more into Bucky and set him on some junkies, man. Cause that White Wolf character could be big.
As a partner with Captain Falcon, yeah.
A partner.
Listen, I want a sitcom / rom-com where, and we're gonna call it Uncle Buck, Uncle Bucky, and it's about him and Sarah.
With the 2 kids.
Yeah, the 2 kids. You see at the end where they're hanging on his arm. I like the meme where I saw it was one of the stills of him like kind of looking, resting with his head laid back, and he says, I'm gonna be those kids' stepdaddy.
You stepdaddy. You stepdaddy. That would be cool. Oh, that would be cool. They could do it too. They did it for Wonder.
Yeah. Bucky Vision.
Bucky Sarah.
Yeah.
Bucky Sarah.
Bucky Sarah and Buck. I like Uncle Buck. Uncle Bucky.
So a lot of potential going up, but I got one question to finish this off.
All right.
So put yourself back in a couple episodes ago. Who you are right now, knowing what it does, would you take the serum? I'll say me. I will not. 'Cause I got enough shit going in my head right now. I don't want more of that shit.
Yeah, I'm taking it. I'm taking it.
You can hesitate.
You're the opposite of Sam. Okay.
Y'all got extra?
Man, I got some friends. You know?
Y'all got any more of that syrup?
I think I taste eggs.
Wait, first of all, when I'm taking the syrup? Is it like pre-Captain? Like, that matters. When, what version?
Well, he's saying like a couple episodes.
Oh, okay, the one they find.
You just. Baron Zemo just shot Carly in the gut and is stomping him. And you are John Walker. You just threw the fucking shield at him and knocked the Baron Zemo in the head. And you find the one.
Look what I got.
You find the one that's left. Yeah, yeah, right. So shit. Just drop it.
Boy, I be hanging out with kids everywhere. Look.
Yeah.
I'm taking that thing quick, fast, and a hurry.
Are we presuming that? So you're saying like
I said what I said.
we are John Walker?
Nope.
No,
You are you.
I am me. Oh,
As you are now, knowing the pros and cons, and identifies who you are, would you take it?
I mean, I feel like that would be a great detox for my liver. But like, it amplifies me. Good lord. I mean, that can only be good, right?
Oh, you left. Oh, you left.
Oh, yo, left.
My question is, why wouldn't you?
I already said, but you weren't listening, were you?
No, I wasn't. Because I was thinking about how
It's going to amplify that.
I was thinking about how fast I could take. So I was thinking about where I was going to shoot myself.
Listen to the podcast when it's released Wednesday morning.
Ryan, what was you? You said yes?
I'm going to go ahead and go with yes, just because, if nothing else, I would like the opportunity to see what that's like. Yeah. To see, is there any way... So it amplifies who you are, but can you control it? Does it amplify just this latent version of you, or does it amplify the actions you take? Like, I don't think that's ever really been discussed. Like, it's very much hinted at and everything with the speech, the Erskine speech. Not a perfect soldier, a good man.
I gotta go, but...
But is this something that you can control? And I would think that this show and the last episode answered that question with yes. It's still about your choices. With John Walker, I'm sure he was angry and wanted revenge for Lamar, and he had the opportunity. Do I go after Carly and get my revenge, or do I save these people?
Well, you're saying based on all the evidence,
yeah.
And especially how Carly went from revolutionary to
I am
terrorist.
that way.
But that's what she was. That was her perspective.
I think more in particular, it's that whichever way you go, that door swings wider.
I suppose you're right.
So yes, you can do good, but when you get angry, it can go even further than you want it to go.
Yeah,
so your temper goes further than you want it to be.
I'm not gonna take it.
Oh, you don't want to?
I'm way too angry.
You don't want a super soldier serum with a switch?
Huh?
You don't want super soldier serum with a switch?
What's that?
Stick for.
Switch. Switch like switches. I'm gonna take it. I'm tripping. I'm gonna take it.
or a chunk left for Hispanic audience.
Or a whiskey bottle for our redneck audience.
Just the places I go mentally, I know I don't want the evil. I don't want more than evil in me.
Don't you put that evil on me, Paul Brees.
My thing is,
bleep that out.
I'm not worried about doing anything bad with it. I'm more worried about it being a waste.
I mean, again, it's the same
like
situation.
what I'm gonna do?
It's the same
stop
situation.
a car from coming
it's
to
the
my
same
period?
situation. So if you don't do it, they're just gonna destroy the bottle. Destroy the bottle.
I already told them to take it. But I'll be worried about it getting waste stuff. I'm taking it fast.
You seem to be saying that you're going to take it, but you also seem to be falling back on not taking it.
2-1. All right.
Hey, let me know what y'all think.
That's about how I expect it. Yeah, leave comments on her social. Let us know what you're going to do.
Are you going to take a super soldier?
What?
Are you going to take a super soldier? Oh, that's what I was just red pill.
Will?
Red pill. That's going to do it for us at this one last podcast. One of these days we'll do a Fast and Furious
I was
breakdown.
going to say, one of these days, we got to do that special.
Next week, because there's nothing going on. Thankfully.
True chains. So look forward to that next week.
Next week,
We do 1 or 2?
we're going to start our 7-week series leading up to the release of F9. Go home. Leading up to the release of F9 and the 20th anniversary of the first film.
That's insane to me.
That's insane.
Yes.
There are people there's a generation where this is their Star Wars.
Yep.
This is their Back to the Future or Jurassic Park. This is what this is all they know.
Yep.
They're like, oh yeah, my parents used to have me watch when I was a kid.
Yep.
I remember when Vin Diesel had a normal sized head.
Yep.
I remember when The Rock had hair.
Just some quick news. The Blue Jays star Vlad Guerrero Jr. just became the youngest player in NBA in MLB history to have a 3 home run game. This dude hit 3 home runs in one game at the age of 22. Let's go check that boy. He got that serum in him.
Oh, Vlad Guerrero Jr.?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, his daddy good too. I think they both played on the Blue Jays for a minute.
Really? So they both played at the same time?
I think his dad recently retired.
Okay.
His dad recently retired. But yeah, no, they were because there had been baseball's the one sport where you can have a father and son playing at the same time.
And a Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, I think his first year, Ken Griffey was still playing. But that's all I got. Y'all done? Is that the episode?
We don't. I think so. Thank you for joining us. This has been This One Last Podcast. To the left, P. Breezy.
What up, Doe?
To the right, D. Easy.
The Slim.
And I've been Ryan B. Online. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.